Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Friday, March 19th, at 3:26 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 695 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Indonesia urges ASEAN leaders to hold summit on Myanmar coup. 3 kidnapped Indonesians rescued after Philippine sea mishap. Israeli voters poised to send first reform rabbi to Knesset. A city outside Seattle just passed a no-sit, no-lie ordinance for a 10-block swath of sidewalks aimed at homeless communities. House scuttles GOP attempt to boot Swalwell from Intel panel. Asian American churches plan acts beyond prayer for healing. North Korea cuts ties with Malaysia over U.S. extradition. Postal Service finds no evidence of Project Veritas claim that mail workers tampered with ballots in the 2020 election. A private investigator says the Sun paid him to dig up private information on Meghan Markle and her family. Man seriously injured in apparent road rage incident in NJ. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Jack in the Box restaurant manager stabbed by customer who refused to wear a mask, police say, CNN. 2021 NCAA tournament scores, UCLA rallies to beat Michigan State to cap compelling first four, CBSSports.com. Hornets at Lakers full game highlights March 18, 2021, NBA. DeSantis, Florida's COVID experience confirms lockdown approach is a failed approach, Fox News. Oscars 2021, nominees told Zoom attendance not an option, BBC News. Kris, Caitlyn Jenner breaks silence on Kim Kardashian-Kanye West split, Fox News. Paris hit with third wave of COVID-19 infections, city locks down for a month, Fox News. Dana White, Khabib Nurmagomedov officially retired, Michael Chandler Charles Oliveira for title, ESPN. Powell Fed is in it to win it despite bond market inflation fear, Bloomberg. Actor Armie Hammer is under police investigation for sexual assault, CNN. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. City of Chicago withholds vaccine from hospital that gave shots to Trump Tower staff. Girl, 8, throws mattress through window of burning Chicago home, leaps to safety. Uh-oh, vaping Hannity, glasses askew, totally unprepared after commercial. Chuck Schumer turns Mitch McConnell's scorched earth threat back on him. Gordon Ramsay has egg on his face after daughter's messy TikTok prank. Colbert shows how Trump's racist lies led to mass shooting in damning superkit. Trump wax figure moved in Texas because people kept punching it in the face. Jimmy Kimmel names the new most annoying people in the world. The racist misogyny of the Atlanta spa shootings. Penn prosecutor demoted for delivering for DoorDash while on job. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Pilot arrested, 100 pounds of meth found on plane. SEPTA worker brutally beaten at station. Deadly officer involved shooting caught on camera. Formo with skull fractures dies, man charged. 2 men kidnapped, robbed, after arriving for dates. Company wants more women in construction. Seniors celebrate holiday for first time in a year. Woman accused of stealing $61K from employer. Dog that traveled nearly 100 miles back home. Luck of the Irish, 3 generations of girls born on St. Patrick's Day. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. 13 law enforcement officers killed in Mexico ambush. Michael Spavor, Canadian accused of spying, stands trial in China. In first talks, dueling accusations set testy tone for U.S.-China diplomacy. Pace of vaccination quickens as more Americans become eligible. Fear and hostility simmer as Ethiopia's military keeps hold on Tigray. North Korea cuts diplomatic ties with Malaysia over U.S. extradition. With Biden endorsement, push to weaken filibuster gains traction. Migrant children deserve better. Los Angeles Police Department investigating Armie Hammer sexual assault allegation. Accused gunman, Robert Aaron Long, had visited Atlanta spa he targeted, police say. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Seattle massage parlor shooting leaves one employee wounded, robbery suspects flee, reports. Atlanta killings spark a raw debate about Asian Americans, Trump and rhetoric. Texas Wax Museum moves Trump statue because visitors kept hitting it, report. Washington State HS coach fired over post-game prayers loses Ninth Circuit Court round. Gavin Newsom admits coronavirus communicating errors as recall battle looms. Candace Owens vows she'll follow through on Cardi B lawsuit, not an idle threat. Tucker Carlson, media ignoring facts about Atlanta shooter to boost their political agenda. DeSantis, Florida's COVID experience confirms lockdown approach is a failed approach. Fort Bliss soldier allegedly killed by stepson, 13, after assaulting teen's mom, investigators. In Graham, why Rand Paul schooled Fauci, mainstream media on mask-wearing theater. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Friday, March 19th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Trump tweet on Chinese virus sparked rising use of anti-Asian hashtags, UCSF study finds. Viacom, CBS and NFL reach new agreement, now multi-platform home of league through 2033. Stimulus check update, economic impact payments are on the way. Hollywood reacts with horror to Atlanta shootings, we must stop violence and hate against our Asian brothers and sisters. IRS tax filing deadline to be pushed back to May 17th. Bark Social Dog Bar opens in Maryland. Apparent catalytic converter thief crushed to death by collapsing car. Loyola Chicago back in NCAA tournament, can they recapture 2018 magic? It will be fun watching them again, says CBS Bill Raftery. I have all 4 of those 1 seeds getting to the Elite 8, says Sportsline's Kenny White. Magic Johnson on NCAA tournament, there's about 10 teams that could actually win it all. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Angelina Jolie's son Maddox testified against dad Brad Pitt in divorce and custody battle. England manager Gareth Southgate believes players should be considered for priority COVID vaccines. Thousands of lives needlessly lost to EU's AstraZeneca ban. Two-bed bungalow in North London looks like a shed and costs $500K. Government breaks another borrowing record in February. The real-life con heir, Marilyn Hartman, 69, snuck onto 30 flights without a ticket or passport. Third of owners will pay higher mortgage rates to avoid lender scrutiny. Embassy clerk, 65, dismissed from work after finding young lady at her desk is awarded $109,000. Israel reports deaths and cases continuing to fall even as the country unlocks. Misogyny could soon be against the law, but is it the right way to protect women? The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Biden's window with Iran is starting to close. China's trial of Canadian Michael Spavor ends without verdict in case seen as hostage diplomacy. Europe pause of AstraZeneca sends ripple of doubt elsewhere. COVID-19 live updates. Europe to resume use of AstraZeneca vaccine after blood clot concerns. Asian markets follow Wall Street lower after Fed bump. UN report, too much prejudice against old and young in world. Biden will send Mexico surplus vaccine, as U.S. seeks help on immigration enforcement. A Bahraini prince planning to climb Mount Everest showed up in Nepal with thousands of coronavirus vaccine doses. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Myanmar crackdown triggers exodus from its biggest city, Yangon. We choose good guys and bad guys, beneath the myth of model Rwanda. Hear Me Out, why Crossroads isn't a bad movie. Lana Del Rey, Chemtrails Over the Country Club review Alexis Petridis' album of the week. Is there a crisis at the border? A look at both sides of the immigration argument. Spacewatch, mission to clean up space debris set for launch. It's wild, Carey Mulligan and Emerald Fenelon making Oscars history. Wipe wallpaper with white bread, it works, says English Heritage. Facebook building a version of Instagram for children under 13. A virtual steal, the digital Gucci sneakers for sale at $17.99. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. San Diego seeking families of homeless men killed in crash. JetBlue considers whether to leave NYC and move to Florida. Child dies in accident involving Peloton treadmill, CEO says. Biden, Harris to meet with AAPI leaders in Georgia following deadly spa shootings. U.S., Chinese officials clash in fiery high-level talks. IRS commissioner says he hopes to clear tax refund backlog by summer. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Samia Suluhu Hassan, Tanzania's new president. U.S. and China trade angry words at high-level Alaska talks. Michael Spavor, Canadian spy trial in China ends without verdict. Mexico violence, gunmen kill 13 in ambush on police convoy. Young Goldman Sachs bankers ask for 80-hour week cap. Lamborghini's profits soar during COVID. Armie Hammer, U.S. actor accused of rape. Atlanta spa shootings, who are the victims? Nevada smart city, a millionaire's plan to create a local government. Peloton, child killed in tragic treadmill accident. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Derek Chauvin trial hive, judge to determine if murder trial will be delayed or moved out of Minneapolis. Hospital's COVID intensive care unit closure brings hope, relief. Zoo seeking COVID-19 vaccinations for animals. Korean American pastors, it's time to stand up. He was getting a massage for his back pain, then the shooter walked in and started killing people. Atlanta spa shootings, suspects frequented spas, victims range from mom of two to Army veteran. Business owner, Army veteran, woman on a date, the victims of the deadly rampage through 3 spas in Georgia. Xiaoji Tan dreamed of traveling the world and celebrating her 50th birthday with her daughter, then the Atlanta shooter ended her life. Today in history for March 19th. Wisconsin distribution warehouse shooting, motive unclear as investigators sift through security footage, 144 employees interviewed. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. LA Metro will use federal relief money to increase bus service, officials say. I might be dead right now. Asian man describes brutal attack on SF Street. USC to hold in-person graduations this spring for classes of 2020 and 2021. California approves ethnic studies curriculum for K-12 schools after years of debate. Suspects arrested in assault of laborer and homicide of 100-year-old man in Encino. Bomb techs fill dozens of bins with fireworks during cleanup at fatal blast site in Ontario. Does California need a hotline for reporting hate crimes? Just ask Atlanta. Army Hammer under investigation by Los Angeles Police Department sex crime detectives. California logs record-breaking week of COVID-19 vaccinations. Pepper spray, Instagram and buddy systems, how Asian Americans are dealing with attacks. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Friday, March 19th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Almost 550 student protesters still being detained by Myanmar's military regime. U.S. warns companies to abandon work on Nord Stream 2 pipeline. Paris goes into lockdown as COVID-19 variant rampages. U.S. tells China it does not seek conflict, but will stand up for principles, friends. Biden weighing new sanctions to block Russian gas pipeline. Russia warns it will have to react if Bosnia moves to join NATO. Putin challenges Biden to debate after president calls him a killer. Researchers in Thailand have successfully trained 6 sniffer Labrador retrievers as part of a 6-month pilot project to identify the coronavirus in just 2 seconds, with an accuracy rate of 94.8%. Scientists say jet fuel made from food waste could slash aviation's climate impact. Biden to send 4 million AstraZeneca vaccine doses to Canada and Mexico. Global middle class shrinks for first time since 1990s. HIV, second person to naturally cure infection discovered in Argentina. AstraZeneca vaccine, EU agency says AstraZeneca is safe and effective. Gibraltar is first nation to vaccinate entire adult population. Children still working in gold mines in the Dr. Congo, human rights groups say. The next headlines are from Forbes. Hong Kong's richest person sees profit drop amid pandemic woes. Deshaun Watson allegations narrow down San Francisco 49ers quarterback options. This week in XR, Facebook's invisible computing research. Several White House staffers with past marijuana use reportedly asked to resign. Netflix's The Crown sees surge in viewership after Oprah interview. There's a surprise candidate for the Cleveland Indians outfield. Biden might keep troops in Afghanistan after May 1st deadline. BTS hold off new hits from Drake, Justin Bieber and Bruno Mars to stay at number 1 on the sales chart. House defeats Kevin McCarthy's effort to remove Swalwell from Intel panel. Zenefits, once worth $4.5 billion, does deal with private equity firm that gives it control. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Why industry internships can be your golden ticket to a prosperous career. 5 reasons why COVID herd immunity is probably impossible. Can people get too much exercise? Mitochondria hint that the answer is yes. Bonobo moms open their arms to outsider orphans. Has COVID peaked? Maybe, but it's too soon to be sure. A motorized leg up, this robot changes its limb length to suit the brain. Shades of Middle-earth, ancient fortresses loom over the Himalayas. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,692,977,435 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. The Fabulous Filipino Brothers Review, a culturally specific comedy with universal appeal. Swan Song Review, Udo Kier's queer, late career makeover shows another side of the actor. After he balked at being classified as pop, Justin Bieber's Justice is an unabashed pop album, and a good one. Album Review. Rita Wilson recalls getting discovered when she was 14, being mentored by Nora Ephron. Warner Brothers won't pursue proposed Trans Hollywood sign. How the Justice League Snyder Cut reverses Joss Whedon's version. In the Heights moves up release date. Katy Perry, Dan Levy and more to present at GLAAD Media Awards. Amazon sees a chance to bolster Thursday Night Football. Daughtry talks new album, and his surprise rolling viral video, Batman, Dying is Easy. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. U.S., Chinese officials trade swipes at photo op. House passes 2 bills aimed at overhauling the immigration system. Wave of bills to block trans athletes has no basis in science, researcher says. We're going to keep digging, FBI Director Wray says of Capitol siege. Before March Madness, college athletes declare they are not NCAA property. Biden administration to meet goal of 100 million vaccine doses on Friday. What we know about the victims of the Atlanta area shootings. With Honduras narco allegations, pressure rises to sanction its leader. Matchmaker make me an algorithm, STEM contest winner pairs data. Biden orders U.S. flags at half staff in wake of Atlanta spa shootings. The following headlines are from The Week. The investigation of the Mueller investigation has now lasted longer than the Mueller investigation. Doctor and patient find a way to run a marathon together, 355 miles apart. U.S., China talks in Alaska get off to a contentious start. George W. Bush says the Capitol riot made him sick to my stomach. Teen Vogue's new editor-in-chief resigns after past anti-Asian tweets resurface. Conductor James Levine has died at 77. William Burns confirmed as Central Intelligence Agency Director. Xavier Becerra confirmed as Health and Human Services Secretary. Atlanta police, names of shooting victims won't be released until true verification of identities. Sheriff says he regrets heartache caused by spokesman's comments on Georgia spa shooting. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Identity is a major factor in our Indigenous Affairs reporting. Indigenous identity at the heart of San Antonio City Council race. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Oumuamua isn't an alien probe, because aliens can learn everything they need about us with telescopes. Oumuamua is probably very similar to Pluto, just from another star system. Perseverance's landing scene in full color, thanks to citizen science. Lightning strikes help life get an early start on Earth. Tracking satellites through Geosat eclipse season. These are the news headlines for today, Friday, March 19th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Does the equinox sun rise to east and set to west? Torrential rains drench Hawaii. Moon and Mars in Taurus March 18th, 19th and 20th. Is there life on Mars today? The next news is from Politico. The vaccines that could stop COVID-19. Biden's first 100 days. Foreigners in their own country, Asian Americans at State Department confront discrimination. China and U.S. open Alaska meeting with undiplomatic war of words. Yang condemns new and deadly and virulent hate against Asian Americans. IRS chief, tax deadline postponement could delay launch of child tax credit program. Post-COVID America isn't going to be anything like the Roaring '20s. Q poll, more New Yorkers want Cuomo gone, but not immediately. Coons considering hauling in Facebook, Twitter CEOs for hearing. Fraud accusations Royal Virginia GOP governor race. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. NRL 2021 Live updates. New Zealand Warriors take on Newcastle Knights. Gold Coast Titans meet Brisbane Broncos in round 2. An opportunity for QLD. The following must build legacy if games bid successful, Olympics boss says. Port Macquarie flood evacuation. Hamstring sidelines Cameron, but new faces galore in Saturday teams. Coalition MPs willing to cross floor for Royal Commission on Veteran Suicide. Swanbourne high-density apartment bid confirmed just 6 days after election. It's not right, Australia determined to help Papua New Guinea access vaccines. Photos of the week, March 18, 2021. From 4 a.m. with Kobe to emails from David Stern, Australian agent enters big time. Colin Carter to review Tasmania's case for AFL team. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Watch Tesla, Nikola and these other stocks as change comes for a trucking market worth $1.5 trillion, says UBS. The moneyest, we did not place blame or offer advice. Are we flaunting our wealth if we give our friends and family money? This may be the best predictor of how likely Americans are to leave the house each day. NFL signs $110 billion media rights deal. Amazon will get exclusive rights to Thursday Night Football. Asian markets retreat as U.S. bond yields continue to rise. The Wall Street Journal, Chubb looks to buy insurance rival Hartford. Instagram exploring a version of app for kids under 13. The moneyest, my husband told me that my $1,400 stimulus check will be spent on aluminum siding on our home. How can I reclaim what's mine? The moneyest, they lease cars they cannot afford. Our best friends share our pandemic pod, but they're reckless spenders. Should we speak up? The moneyest, I have tried to be kind. I gave my ex half of the first 2 stimulus checks for our child. He still calls me a monster. What do I do with the third? Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. China files record number of patent applications in 2020, China Daily USA. Inventors, tech are taking the brunt of Alice Axe's Law 360. Report reveals a dip in patent applications in Europe, but a rebound is likely, Daily. Real-world rules apply to patenting computer simulations, Lexology. How to use standards contribution data to understand SEP portfolios, Lexology. Lyft fights GPS, locator patents in declaratory judgment suit, Law 360. Citing Hamlet, Fed, Circ, backs nix of patent app claims, Law 360. The next headlines are from Quartz. South Africa's next Zulu king will have to modernize the monarchy. The 2 Elon Musk fanboys behind Tesla's first unofficial fan club in India. Nike's biggest problem is getting shoes to its customers. The most unique places in the world to get a COVID-19 vaccine. Lyft just had its first year-to-year rise in daily ride volume since the pandemic began. Kanye West's fortune could sink or soar with his Gap partnership. SPAC investors can learn from Iridium's 30-year overnight success. High-profile CEOs are banding together to call for an end to the death penalty. India contributed to nearly 60% of the global rise in poverty in 2020. IKEA has replaced its print catalog with an audiobook. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Modder solves GTA Online loading time problem, gets paid by Rockstar for it. Appeals court decision shows the Cleveland PD cares more about being lead to than about officers killing children. Data shows the NYPD seized 55,000 phones in 2020, returned less than 35,000 to their rightful owners. Imminent win for the public domain, court likely to compel Muse Rodin to release its 3D scans of sculptors' works for free. Forfeiture in theory, taking down drug lords. Forfeiture in practice, taking a guy's TV and PlayStation during a drug raid. Daily Deal, the back-end developer bootcamp bundle. The internet is not just Facebook, Google and Twitter, creating a test suite for your great idea to regulate the internet. Canadian Telecom embraces mindless consolidation with yet another major mega-merger. PC game Devotion is back, now being sold directly by the developer. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. NCAA wrestling brackets. Anthony Edwards. Michigan State basketball. Hornets vs. Lakers. Norfolk State basketball. Mitch Trubisky. Alexei McCammon tweets. Kyle Fuller. Rand Paul. Drake basketball. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Facebook wants to create safest possible version of Instagram for kids under 13. Asia to account for 90% of global oil demand growth through 2025, IEA. Former Ukrainian President Kravchuk says country will be invaded by Russia as Moscow seeks to solve Crimea's water supply problem. In 13 years, number of Russians who consider their country to be European has dropped by almost half, survey reveals. German government spent over $2 billion of taxpayers' money to pay pharmacies for overpriced face masks, reports. Chinese FM invites Russian counterpart Lavrov to Beijing after talks with U.S., as pressure from Washington propels closer ties. U.S. accuses Beijing of sabotaging rules-based world order and decries protocol violation after Chinese hit back at Alaska talks. Biden is quite busy, spokeswoman says after Russia's Putin challenges U.S. leader to live unscripted debate amid deepening rift. I can only apologize, disaster at Dinamo for Jose Mourinho as Croatian champs leave Tottenham's Champions League tilt in tatters. Migrant children held in U.S. custody soar to 14,000 as Biden press secretary accidentally acknowledges border crisis. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Here comes Bitcoin's big test, the empire strikes back. Mapping the world's youngest and oldest countries. Is Turkey pursuing nuclear weapons or not? The inside story of how Pentagon leaders sabotaged Trump's Afghan withdrawal. These are the most and least expensive cities for American homebuyers. Making sense of China's 2 sessions. Hundreds in Taiwan change name to salmon as restaurant promotion spirals out of control. Murders and shootings skyrocketed in Portland after George Floyd's death and the defunding of police. Starbucks founder says China is an adversary not an enemy and U.S. must find a way to cooperate. Dan Bongino to fill Rush Limbaugh's airtime in major markets. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Gunmen kill 13 in ambush on police convoy in central Mexico. Tanzania swears in new president after sudden death of Magufuli. Pakistan Army chief says it is time to bury the past with India. Amnesty condemns Xinjiang's tragedy of Uyghur family separation. In Afghan delegation for Moscow talks, only one woman in room. World Bank rolls out COVID vaccine funds for poor Asian nations. Order to stay home, Manila's children face risks beyond COVID. And Korea to cut ties with Malaysia over U.S. extradition ruling. Canadian Michael Spavor awaits verdict after China spying trial. Amid Myanmar's post-coup crisis, armed rebellion brews. The next headlines are from Breitbart. China rebukes Biden's foreign policy team, cites Black Lives Matter on U.S. human rights abuses. CNN's Lemon, getting rid of mask post-vaccination selfish to those choosing not to get it, be a patriot and stop trying to get Biden. House Democrats kill resolution to force Rep. swallow off Intelligence Committee. Poll, Andrew Cuomo approval plummets, supermajority want him not to run for re-election. Fauci, Whitmer a really good governor, who has done some really good things. CNN's Cuomo, saying UK variant is very different from saying China virus, I'm not blaming the UK. Fauci, the more data we have, the more we see vaccinated people aren't likely to get infected or infect anyone else. 21 GOP attorneys general file lawsuit against Biden administration over Keystone XL pipeline. NFL links television deals totaling more than $100 billion. Psaki, Biden won't allow for obstruction of important things like making it easier to vote. The next headlines are from UPI News. Lottery ticket worth over $1 spent an hour on the ground in parking lot. $1,500 reward offered for safe return of Ronald McDonald statue. Watch, theme parks urge to protect guests from coaster screaming risks. Taiwan urges residents not to change names to salmon for free sushi. Look, police wrangle loose goat chasing cars in England. Bull bought for $35 at a yard sale auctioned for $721,800. Dallas Museum exhibition invites guests to break world records. Taiwan zoo's escaped monkey recaptured after 3 days. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. Easy and tasty pasta for the month of March. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. IKEA's new cookbook puts kitchen scraps to good use with 50 recipes from top chefs. Town surprises UPS driver with $1,000 to thank him for being essential during pandemic. Viewed through Venetian glass, old art form captures modern global challenges in stunning exhibition. Northwestern scientists repair and reverse ALS neuron damage in lab using the new non-toxic compound. Paleontologists uncover rarer-than-rare fossil of raptor on nest of eggs with 24 embryos inside. World's first 3D printed school poised to be built in Madagascar for half the price of traditional. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Friday, March 19th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. World War II era ammunition box found in Utah hopes to blow the S out of Hitler. Tussauds Waxworks in San Antonio removes Trump figure because people keep punching it. Dozens change name to salmon to get sushi deal in Taiwan. Arnold Schwarzenegger would be best public figure to lead Earth in wake of alien invasion. UK poll finds actor and former California governor ready to serve. Chicken farmer cries foul as Italian tank blows up coop. Woodhaven police seek tips in case of stolen Ronald McDonald statue. You bum, why did you hit me? 75-year-old Asian woman beats attacker with stick in San Francisco. Plummeting sperm counts, shrinking penises, toxic chemicals threaten humanity. Aaron Brockovich. A rare songbird has become so threatened that it has started to lose its song. The regent honeyeater is now listed as critically endangered. Just 300 individuals remain in the world. They don't get the chance to hang around with other honeyeaters and learn what they're supposed to sound like. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Twitter will soon let you watch YouTube videos without leaving its app. After Trump ban, Twitter is polling users on how to moderate world leaders. Beware of biased vaccine distribution algorithms. Facebook's making a wearable that uses your nerve signals to control AR environments. Mars rover captures mysterious scratching noise during drive across the red planet. A lightning strike may have helped spark life on Earth. Here's how. Why you cannot base business decisions on numbers alone. Report, UK rips out F-subsidy for cars over 35,000. Google profits from spreading fake news. Here's how. 4 reasons your hi-fi setup needs a subwoofer. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Novel coronavirus circulated undetected months before first COVID-19 cases in Wuhan, China. Researchers help keep pace with Moore's law by exploring a new material class. Melting glaciers contribute to Alaska earthquakes. Could leak in blood-brain barrier because of poor memory? Organic crystals ice-forming superpowers. New perovskite fabrication method for solar cells paves way to large-scale production. New statistical model predicts which cities could become super spreaders. Scientists uncover the underlying genetics that make flies champion flyers. Effective interventions may prevent disease transmission in changing climate. Scientists uncover warehouse full of complex molecules never before seen in space. The next headlines are from Information Week. 10 ways enterprises can use the edge. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Friday, March 19th from over 100 sources to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA Megamoon rocket passes key test, readies for launch. NASA joins White House National Climate Task Force. NASA, SpaceX sign joint space flight safety agreement. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. No deaths in Utah caused by COVID-19 vaccine, state's medical examiner verifies. Stephen Trimble, Facebook, alas, is not the neighborhood bar. We haven't accomplished as, Utah say it's wake-up time after playing their worst game of the season. The triple team, Jazz aren't trying their hardest on defense, and it certainly shows in loss to Wizards. Navajo Nation nears 30,000 COVID-19 cases since pandemic began. Former Utah police officer charged with voyeurism and exploitation of a minor. 5-hour standoff in Pleasant Grove ends with man in custody. Utah says 16 inmates total have died of COVID-19. Truck involved in crash that killed a Bayou student belongs to deputy, sheriff's office says. White Utahns get vaccinated at twice the rate of other communities. Will new access change that? The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Complex carbon-based molecules found in space. The U.S. government finally gets serious about IT security. The Greek alphabet will no longer be used to name hurricanes. Police report that white supremacists are attacking cell phone towers. Security researcher hides zip.mp4 files inside PNG files on Twitter. SpaceX engineer pleads guilty to selling insider trading tips on dark web. NYC man sells fart for $85, cashing in on NFT craze. Sony announces new PS5 VR controllers with adaptive triggers. Surveillance company wants to sell over 15 billion car locations to the U.S. military. Google's privacy push draws U.S. antitrust scrutiny. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Video of undercover St. Louis detective being beaten by colleagues was nearly lost. Flooding frustrations for Metro East homeowners. St. Louis tourism increases before spring break, hotels nearly half full. Scam alert, why posting your COVID vaccine card may lead to fraud. Fluorescent homeowners complain of flooded basements amid heavy rainfall. $100,000 bail for woman with history of airline stowaways. St. Louis Asian American community speaks out about local racist attacks following Georgia shooting. Mudded road crews on pothole patrol after recent changes in weather. St. Louis Public Safety Director Jimmy Edwards resigns. Undercover officer testifies to beating at the hands of colleagues. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. North County District to expand in-person learning days starting next week. Photos, $1 million of illegal pot seized from North County grow site. One dead after getting trapped under vehicle in chain reaction crash. Many families now allowed to watch outdoor school sports from the stands. 2 shootings of teens at South Bay Park are unrelated, police say. Mexico's use of Chinese and Russian vaccines will harm border communities, security expert warns. Motorcyclist dies after being hit by pickup truck at intersection. Alaska Airlines its new non-stop flights to Montana from San Diego. Historic Lafayette Hotel sells for $25.80 House okay's Dems immigration bills for Dreamers, farm workers. The next headlines are from SpookNews.com. The Courier is standard spy film that manages to race ahead. Burns confirmed as Central Intelligence Agency Director as U.S. faces diverse threats. Chinese hackers target telecoms companies worldwide, report Gadgets Now. Spy shot, Cannondale's new time trial bike, VeloNews.com. Woodbridge Beeper reportedly used drone to spy on teen, cops say. 3 Mossad-linked teams active in Syria's US-controlled Al-Hol refugee camp, recruit spies. Spy kids still hold up 20 years later, especially if you're Latino. Digital trails, how the FBI is identifying, tracking, rounding up dissidents. Looking for a thrilling spy drama? Benedict Cumberbatch's latest, The Courier ain't it. Belle Powley, Naomi Scott, and Olivia Cook's new podcast is a dark thriller to devour on the go. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Army reveals new details of Infantry Squad Vehicle Program. U.S. Army declares operationally suitable of Next-Gen Threat Warning System after successful test. Ukraine to buy up to 75 BTR-4 armored vehicles. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Center Stage reconstructs the life and enigma of a legendary actress. Chinese divorce-seeking couples are choosing reconciliation after enduring 30-day cooling-off period. Pinduoduo is bigger than Alibaba, and its CEO resigns. Meeting the Dark Hood, the soul guards of Genghis Khan. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Friday, March 19, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Spike in crime, Oakland battling deadliest year in decades. CDC may change social distancing guidelines in schools. Travel picking up, SFO officials see more flights being booked. Atlanta Hawks hold moment of silence for massage parlor shootings victims. Dog attacked by mountain lion in San Mateo County expected to make full recovery. Hayward settles 2018 police killing of man with box cutter blade for $3.30 AMC will have 98% of U.S. theaters open on Friday. Georgia sheriff spokesman replaced on massage parlors case. Video, spring break crowd cheers on handcuffed man who escapes from Florida police cruiser. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Arizona faces Anaheim, looks to break road losing streak. Divided District 211 board decides plan for full in-person learning doesn't go far enough. Canadian tried in China on spy charges, no verdict announced. Lester pitches 2 innings, returns from gland removal surgery. New Mexico pot legalization bill advances as time runs short. All about compromise, panel gives green light to revised neighbor commons. Libertyville weathering sales tax losses, with help from federal relief bills. Elgin police investigating suspected murder-suicide. Six Flags Great America announces April 24th opening. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Washington, British Columbia officials preparing for spring return of Asian giant hornets. Former state representative Jason Farrell is running for Seattle mayor. Sleek new scooter subscription service on Agi rolls into Seattle area. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Pakistan. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Malawi, Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC, Namibia. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.7 m, depth 10 km, in China March 19, 2021, 6:11 UTC, 190,000 people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.5 m, depth 10 km, in Solomon Islands March 18, 2021, 23:39 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Friday, March 19th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from Cypher Brief Security News and High-Level Analysis. Rebudgeting for a right-sized international counter-terrorism posture. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Southwest Houston neighborhood beaming with pride after Troy Finner named HPD chief. FBI releases new video footage of officers being assaulted at U.S. Capitol. Man stabbed Jack in the Box manager 3 times after refusing to wear mask in League City, police say. Bravery and imagination required to get Texas women back to work. Montgomery County deputy injured in Magnolia shooting. Matagorda, Liberty counties open COVID-19 vaccinations to all adults at select locations. University of Houston Clear Lake students pushing for in-person graduation. Louisiana man planned to kill gay men after luring them on Grindr, feds say. California AG Xavier Becerra confirmed to head up Biden's ambitious health agenda. Houston authorities work to ease Asian communities' fear of attacks. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Taiwan reports 6 more imported cases, tally at 1,004. Exclamation point, enjoy Insta-worthy tour in historical Tainan building. Exclamation point, Taiwan NGO wants to overcome stereotypes on migrant workers. CNN, Taiwan's salmon name change inspires U.S. social media users. Straw plating helps students become more focused, yet creative. 3AZ, only 30% of medical workers willing to be vaccinated, a high percentage, said Chen Shichung. Hong Kong company revives movable type printing. Fake U.S. leg band gets pigeon a reprieve in Australia. A gloomy Groundhog Day, Punxsutawney Phil says more winter. Wu-Tang Clan or Wuhan, T-shirt ignites new China candidative. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra, extra, posting triumphant pics of your vaccination card on social media may be not so prudent. President of NYC Teachers Union stands behind controversial case COVID closure rule. Bo completes first ranked choice count, Sylvina Brooks Powers declares victory. Offered a stage by Al Sharpton, mayoral candidates condemn violence against Asian Americans. Dhamaca brings outrageously good Indian village food to the La. With Albany close to solitary confinement reforms, long-term psychological torture continues. De Blasio rips Cuomo for not consulting NYC officials on indoor fitness classes. New York City's Homebound Seniors program will vaccinate everyone else who is eligible inside the household. I felt alive again, McSorley's co-owner on this year's St. Patrick's Day. Baseball fans can attend Mets, Yankees games at 20% capacity, starting April 1st. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Clean water vital for protecting those on the front line of climate change in post-pandemic world. Why children are prime targets of armed groups in northern Nigeria. A Global South organization, a sine qua non for developing nations' influence in world arena. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Biden administration limits what Border Patrol can share with media about migrant surge at border. NY official Tracy Edwards, take the vaccine and do not question what is in it. COVID, EU plans rollout of travel certificate before summer. Spotify now censoring song lyrics that contain misinformation. Philadelphia, Kensington Avenue at night. Lobbyist in $60 million Ohio bribery probe found dead in Florida. Putin responds to Biden color slur, it takes one to know one. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Does drinking alcohol impair effectiveness of COVID-19 vaccine? Video shows TV anchors scrambling off set during storms. Pentagon looks to root out extremists targeting U.S. troops. Has U.S. seen surge in hate crimes against Asian people during COVID? USPS agents found no evidence of backdated ballots. Did Biden say President Harris during a speech? No, drag queen story our leader wasn't arrested on child porn charges. Is Kanye West the richest black man in America? A good boy again, Biden's dog will return to the White House. Did police say Atlanta shooting suspect had a bad day? We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Top NATO scientist with security clearance busted spying for China. Jimmy Kimmel gleefully mocks Trump wax figure getting punched out. Hannity tells his huge audience it's fine not to get the vaccine. Biden White House sandbags staffers, sidelines dozens for pot use. Keeping Up with the Kardashians' final season premiere reveals their stunning COVID hypocrisy. Son of Atlanta shooting victim calls BS on sex addiction claim. LGBTQ Catholics feel conflicted and abandoned after Vatican condemns gay marriage. Team Biden's first big China meeting descends into chaos. Atlanta spa massacres expose a glaring media blind spot, anti-Asian racism. One American news doxes NY Times reporter, urges viewers to harass her. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Yankees face many roster questions in closing days of spring training. Knicks' Reggie Bullock gets redemption with game-winning steal. Facebook to develop a version of Instagram for children under 13. Man stabs strap hanger in leg on NYC subway train. Mets Noah Syndergaard hits 96 on speed gun during rehab side session. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. The sky this week. Welcome, spring. It's the vernal equinox. Remembering Messenger's mission to Mercury, 10 years later. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. U.S. is expected to reach Biden's coronavirus vaccination goal. Toronto outbreak leaves trail of destruction across South. Buttigieg touts once-in-a-century opportunity on infrastructure. Climate facts are back on the EPA website. NASA reveals first sounds of Perseverance rover driving on Mars. Doctor on COVID-19 screenings in schools and latest on vaccines. Mexico may reduce protection for the world's most endangered marine mammals, vaquita marina porpoises. NASA's Perseverance rover captures Mars sounds. First known interstellar visitor likely a pancake-shaped planet shard. COVID-19 vaccines, latest on Moderna trial in kids, what's behind AstraZeneca suspensions in Europe. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Cuomo joked he wanted to mount female staffer like a dog, says new Ronan Farrow story in New Yorker. Starbucks CEO pay plan rejected by shareholders. Gulf Arab states crack down as consumers flock to cafes selling coffee in baby bottles. House passes bill to provide citizenship for Dreamers, but Senate GOP remains an obstacle. Trapped at Canada airport for a year, Vermont man's car finally returned. Stop white supremacy, George Takei pleads in aftermath of Atlanta Asian slaughter. Vaccines are here, could digital passports proving inoculation be far behind? Tokyo Olympics official quits after calling Naomi Watanabe Olympic. San Francisco man charged with assault of two elderly Asian people, including 75-year-old woman who fought back and sent him to hospital in handcuffs. Outdoor shows to start this weekend through NYC Open Culture program. The following headlines are from military.com. Navy cruiser returns to port again after crew spots another fuel tank leak. Army wants to finally replace decades-old Miles gear for more realistic force-on-force training. Russia hosts Afghan peace conference, hoping to boost talks. Helicopter crash kills 9 Afghan troops in Central Province. Army denies Major's appeal to get Valor Award back after Trump pardon. Air Force chaplain cleanses Yokota Air Base homes where odd things occur. Army pilots to learn bold new tactics to fly future helicopters. Senate passes bill opening up VA to vaccinate millions more veterans, caregivers. Sailor assigned to Navy fast attack submarine dies by apparent suicide. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Pedestrian badly hurt when hit by vehicles on Kennedy. Illinois House condemns GOP Rep Chris Miller for his role in rally before January 6 insurrection in Washington. After Trump Tower vaccinations, city says it's withholding vaccines from West Side Hospital pending further review. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, Pritzker unveils reopening plans, vaccine eligibility expansion, state National Guard deployed for vaccinations in Lake, McHenry counties, 2,325 new cases, 34 more deaths reported. 8-year-old girl jumps out of window to escape apartment fire, 2 younger brothers rescued, Chicago fire officials say. Pritzker opens Illinois a bit more on a new, gradual path toward normal, expands COVID-19 vaccine eligibility to residents 16 and up on April 12. Wheaton College plaque referring to savages removed, language changes. Governor J.B. Pritzker extends state income tax filing deadline to May 17. Following Atlanta area shootings, Chicago Chinatown leaders describe residents scared of going outside, businesses closing early. The Spin, Pritzker to open vaccinations to all Illinois residents starting April 12. New Montrose Harbor parking meters part of solving Lightfoot's pandemic budget woes. State lawmaker Andre Thapedi resigns. The following headlines are from phys.org. Zoos, scientists aim to curb people giving virus to animals. Research finds surprising electron interaction in magic angle graphene. Hubble sees changing seasons on Saturn. Trump's Chinese virus tweet linked to rise of anti-Asian hashtags on Twitter. Researchers demonstrate practical metal nanostructures. Using conservation criminology to understand restaurants' role in urban wild meat trade. Chemists develop new material that helps smart glass change its color in record time. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Friday, March 19th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. What's really going on when your head aches? Is the Kinsey scale of sexual behavior still valid? How the Inca built Machu Picchu. Gastric bypass, we're still understanding the benefits of weight loss surgery. Free online hearing tests, why you definitely want to take one. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Syracuse's Bud Ibrahim surging into NCAA tournament. Ivy stays sidelined, but transfers representing league well. Alabama's Quinterly thriving after rocky start to career. 710 days later, NCAA tournament is back with first four. Lebanese are gripped by worry as economic meltdown speeds up. Facebook reveals plan to let users control augmented reality with their thoughts. Ride on Yoshi, race in a Mario Kart, try to forget the COVID pandemic. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Arrest made in fatal Cupertino hit and run 7 months later. Moffett Field will not be used to house unaccompanied migrant children. Why SF Giants Anthony DeSclafani could be team's best bounce-back candidate in 2021. Doesn't California have laws about tinted car windows? Roadshow. Golden Gate Field sues animal rights activists who briefly shut down track. COVID, Santa Clara County cancels thousands more vaccine appointments amid continuing insufficient supply. Asian Americans grieve, organize in wake of Atlanta attacks. New center Alex Mack's biggest asset to the 49ers may not be his blocking. California adopts nation's first ethnic studies curriculum. High school football, the Kings Academy's season opener against Middie canceled. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. The latest, Korea writes body to review virus testing rules. Thursday sports in brief. Georgia Senate Committee revives measure to limit protests. Atlanta Hawks get 14 players vaccinated for COVID-19. Louisiana holds special election Saturday for U.S. House seats. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Medicare for All just got a massive boost. Drug makers promise investors they'll soon hike COVID-19 vaccine prices. Video, tracking an invisible killer. Trump EPA invited companies to revise pollution records of a potent carcinogen. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Friday, March 19th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. In pandemic, potentially avoidable hospitalizations for non-COVID conditions fell more among whites. Carbon uptake and regrowing Amazon forest threatened by climate and human disturbance. New plutonium research helps distinguish nuclear power pollution from global fallout. Turns out altruism is for the fish. Study shows stronger brain activity after writing on paper than on tablet or smartphone. New findings about immune system reaction to malaria and sickle cell disease. Bioengineers learned the secrets to precisely turning on and off genes. Particulates are more dangerous than previously thought. CU cancer researcher wins 2 awards to study drug-resistant cancer cells. Starving tumors by blocking glutamine uptake. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Man traveling in stolen vehicle takes another SUV in River West. Uber offering drivers access to streamlined vaccination booking process through Walgreens. 3 arrested after shots fired in the Loop, no injuries reported. 3 shot Thursday in Chicago. 3 charged in kidnapping, carjacking man in Kenwood, police. Teen boy charged with carjacking rideshare driver, leading police on chase to Indiana. Horoscope for Friday, March 19, 2021. SWAT team responding to Ashburn home where woman stabs husband, police. Downstate Republican state legislator condemned for January 6 words that greatly crossed the line. Man hit by vehicle on Kennedy Expressway in critical condition. The feed from the Riverfront Times St. Louis has been removed for putting advertisements in its news RSS feed. Missouri is opening COVID-19 vaccinations to all adults April 9. Colorado Bob's Dive Bar reborn as Bootleg Gin Bob's. Bogart Smokehouse reopens for limited indoor and outdoor dining. St. Charles among rich U.S. counties overwhelmed by child hunger surge. In trial of St. Louis cops, beaten black detective blamed for threatening actions. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Michigan House moves closer to letting you make bad and boozy decisions until 4 a.m. at bars. Duggan appoints foreclosure prevention advocate Oberholzer as chief policy director. Michigan Congresswomen Dingell and Schleib unveil new Medicare for All legislation. 2 Macomb County men charged for involvement in January 6 riot at the U.S. Capitol. Best ways to pass a drug test, how to pass any drug test, ultimate guide. COVID-19 cases rise in Michigan after restaurants reopened for indoor dining. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Friday, March 19, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Openings and closings, Ramen Tatsuya Dine-In returns, Homestead Heights in April. Journey inward toward peace with Houston Chamber Choir. 4 more thoughts on the Deshaun Watson lawsuit tidal wave. Houston Grand Opera explores Spanish music in a special premiere. Houston's 5 best weekend food bets, date night, a barbecue team-up and 10-year anniversaries. Richie Furay still delivering country rock after 50-plus years. Turner names 31-year HPD vet Troy Finner as next Houston police chief. Best virtual bets, jazz, Heathers, and a woman scorned. Fighting for women's suffrage in Texas. Rent a pod on the lawn at the Gordy and get ready to see theater on the big screen. The next headlines are about world records making news. Lou Milano attempts Capri Sun Challenge, breaks world record, i95rock.com. Quebec, China breaks world record with 2020 wind installations, Power Engineering International. World's largest gashapon shop breaks Guinness World Record, X. A Guinness World Record shattered, Cherokee Hockey get a big win in BGSU and WNIT, WTOL. Skyfront claims multi-rotor endurance world record with gas-electric drone, new Atlas. Ohio 7th grader breaks Guinness World Record for free throws in a minute, WTOL. Washington local 7th grader breaks Guinness World Record for free throws in a minute, WTOL. Saudi Water Desalination Corporation sets Guinness World Record, Arab News. 8-year-old sets Guinness World Record for solving 3 Rubik's Cubes simultaneously, Dogon News. CrossFit athlete sets fitness record with 879 burpees in 1 hour, Guinness World Records. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Oh no. Zug slowly shrinks and transforms into a corn cob ahead of Apple's looming privacy updates. Right-wing troll Chuck Johnson claims he co-founded facial recognition giant Clearview AI. EPA's climate change subside is back, baby. There's a hidden code in Intel's new graphics card teaser. Twitter stands by, lets own link to reporter's phone number, encourage users to harass her, updated. Child's death prompts Peloton to issue safety notice about the Tread Plus. Facebook teases futuristic wrist-based wearable that will let you control AR with your mind. Wall Street's bets is sending gorilla conservation to the moon. You cannot own a fart, it belongs to all who smelled it. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was KF&IA at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 94 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 70 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Sherlock Holmes takes a backseat to Street Kids in the Irregulars trailer. NASA fired up its new rocket for 499.6 seconds on Thursday. Expert hackers used 11 days to infect Windows, iOS, and Android users. Real-world Supercross tracks have been influenced by the sports video game. Sony acquires world's largest fighting game tourney series. AT&T lies about California net neutrality law, claiming it bans free data. Sony's excellent WH-1000XM4 headphones are back down to their lowest price. One company wants to sell the Fed's location data from every car on Earth. The debate continues, Oumuamua could be remnant of Pluto-like planet. The next iPad Pro could have a Thunderbolt port. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Biden's new Interior Secretary Deb Haaland strikes fear into the heart of the GOP, here's why. Ron Johnson labeled racist by his colleagues in Congress. Make him do it, Lindsey Graham slammed after saying he would talk until he fell over to stop voting rights bill. Can't take a licking, internet roars with laughter as museum takes down Trump sculpture people kept punching. Mitch McConnell's secret weakness is now exposed, and he cannot stop what's coming. Murdered woman's son calls BS on sex addiction defense in Atlanta spa shootings. Biden ousting staffers for pot use, even when they only smoked in states where it's legal, report. Seth Meyers gets serious, stopping GOP voter suppression is a moral necessity. Chinese virus slur from Trump lead to rise in anti-Asian content on Twitter. Russian company suspending its investments in Kentucky project pushed by McConnell, report. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Can an oversight board created by Facebook actually fix the company's failings? COVID relief efforts want to offer citizenship to essential workers, but this group is falling through the cracks. The grassroots activists who protected San Francisco's most vulnerable, and the city, from COVID. Police unions have enormous war chests to defend officers like Derek Chauvin. Wall Street may finally be taking climate change seriously. Duets on justice, poetry, and music, a live stream with Nikki Giovanni, Evie Shockley, and Christian McBride. Rand Paul won't stop resisting Anthony Fauci's COVID guidance. Why black parents aren't joining the push to reopen schools. How a Koch-backed Navy vet teamed up with the anti-war left to urge Biden to leave Afghanistan. Arizona is rolling back voting rights, and Kyrsten Sinema is refusing to stop it. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Violet, film review South by Southwest 2021, Hollywood Reporter. Andy Garcia to star in Cuban-American Father of the Bride remake, Hollywood Reporter. The Hunt for Planet B, film review South by Southwest 2021, Hollywood Reporter. Eric Kirschenbaum on why alien life may be like life on Earth, Quantum Magazine. Review, Juan Villoro's Horizontal Vertigo on Mexico City, Los Angeles Times. No cigar, interstellar object is cookie-shaped planet shard, NBC News. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Novel vasoregulator explored for acute ischemic strokes, MedPage Today. Shire Neurohead lands at Delix Therapeutics as CEO, Fierce Biotech. Delix Therapeutics names Mark Russ as Chief Executive Officer, Business Wire. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Friday, March 19, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. UFO appears through a portal, hovers over house, claims East Lancashire resident. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Friday, March 19, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. True Strange News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by True Strange News. All rights reserved.